Congratulations, you just passed the examination. You're a certified financial officer on Scipio, headquarters of the InterGalactic Banking Clan. After dozens of interviews, you've landed a position at one of the most powerful financial institutions in the galaxy. 50,000 credit signing bonus, 90,000 credit salary on top of that. You've got a small office overlooking the frozen mountains, but you're not complaining. This is just the beginning. The next 5 years are a blur of 80-hour weeks, but you begin to learn the real game. Finding massive loopholes to save clients' credits. You set up shell corporations on Canto Bight. You shuffle assets to holding companies on Nal Hutta. It's all perfectly legal. It's all just numbers. You're so good at this that you get promoted, you get a bigger bonus, you buy a residence in Scipio's upper district with transparent steel walls, you buy a chrono that costs more than your first speeder. But all that isn't enough. You want more? It starts small. A big client is about to report lower than expected earnings to their investors. Their stock will tank, your bonus will be in jeopardy, and the client won't be happy. So you move some things around. A little bit of that, a little bit of this, and voila, you pushed a few massive expenses into next quarter, kicked the can down the road, and made the client very happy. The auditors might catch something like this, but that's a problem for a different day. Nothing some more gymnastics can't fix. You just saved the day. You just committed a felony under Republic financial law. You feel the adrenaline. It's even better than the bonus. You do it again and again, getting more creative each time. Then you get caught. A member of the Core 5 has caught on to what you've been doing, but you're not fired. We're going to hold on to your certification. The chairman says, we need to conduct a full internal review. You're fired in all but name, but they haven't reported you to the Republic. Not yet. You're trapped. You can't work for another institution. You're stuck, and the payments on that transparent steel residence are due. You spend 2 weeks staring at the walls, the review stretches on, your savings evaporate, you're selling the chrono to make the mortgage payment when your comlink buzzes. It's a frequency you don't recognize. You're the one who can make things disappear, and I hear you are available. A meeting is set, not in an office, a booth at the back of a cantina on level 1313, Coruscant's underworld. 1,313 levels below the sunlight. Down here, the strong prey on the desperate. The Coruscant security force doesn't patrol this deep. No one does. The being across from you slides a comlink across the table, a cheap disposable unit. I have a client, he says. His head is elongated, his eyes are small and set deep. A Pyke. He has a problem. Too much credits. He explains the situation. His client runs several operations that deal exclusively in physical currency. They need to turn those credits into something legitimate, something they can use to buy ships, property, entire businesses. He needs a good accountant, the Pyke says, but there's a problem. Your banking certification is being held hostage by the Core 5. We know all about your certification, the Pyke says, the chairman at the banking clan. They'll do whatever we ask. We can make this review last forever, or we can make it go away. Your choice. You pick up the comlink. You'll get a transmission. The Pyke says, your first job. Don't disappoint us. The transmission comes in 1 hour later. Its coordinates. A storage facility in the industrial sector of Obadiah. The Pyke homeworld. You take a transport there. Your luxury speeder feels wrong in this sector. You open the Durasteel door. Inside, there are 3 shipping containers. They're filled with credit chips, unmarked, untraceable. Physical currency from 1,000 different SPICE transactions across the outer rim. It must be 10 million credits. Your comlink buzzes. It needs to be clean in 1 standard week. You panic. You're a financial officer, not a criminal. But then your brain kicks in. The game is the same. It's all just numbers. Your first call is to a legal firm on Canto Bight. You use a voice scrambler. You form 8 different limited liability corporations. Shell companies, just empty boxes on a registry. Next, you go to the banks. You, as the managing partner of one of the LLCs, open a business account on Scipio. You do this 7 more times for all the shell companies at 7 different financial institutions across 7 different systems. Now the hard part, the credits. You can't walk in with 10 million. Any deposit over 10,000 credits gets flagged by Republic Financial Intelligence. It's called a currency transaction report. So you don't do that. You hire runners, day laborers, desperate pilots between jobs, anyone who won't ask questions. You give them each 9,500 credits and an account number. They make the deposit. They get 200 credits for their trouble, and you do this 1,052 times. This is called structuring. It's also a federal crime in every system that honors Republic law. After 72 hours, the 10 million credits are in the 8 LLC accounts, but it's not clean. It's just sitting there. Now you need to layer it. From your datapad, you initiate a wire transfer. One LLC pays another LLC 1.2 million credits for consulting services. Another one buys a 700,000 credit shipping contract from a third LLC. The credits move. They zip from Canto Bight to Scipio, from Scipio to a bank on Mooney-Linst, from Mooney-Linst to a real estate trust on Nal Hutta. You're making the credits dance. You spin them so fast through so many accounts in so many systems that they become a ghost. Finally, the last step, integration. A shell company in your name borrows 2 million credits from the trust on Nal Hutta. It's a legitimate high-interest loan. You use that 2 million as a down payment on a failing Tibana gas refinery on Bespin. The credits are gone, and in their place is a tangible asset. Your comlink buzzes. The Pyke from before. The client is very happy. He'd like to meet you. The meeting isn't at a cantina. It's on a private yacht. You're blindfolded for the entire hyperspace jump. When you land, you're at a compound on Obadiah, the Pyke homeworld. The being who greets you is Marg Krim, leader of the Pyke Syndicate since Lom Pyke's death. He's wearing simple robes. He's eating something that looks like grilled Nuna. He hands you a plate. You're the magician, he says. He tells you you're wasting your time with the banks. The refinery, that's good. We're going to buy more. This isn't a one-time job. This is a promotion. You are now the chief financial officer for the largest spice syndicate in the galaxy. Your job is no longer 80-hour weeks. It's every hour, every day, every rotation. You become an expert in trade-based laundering. You have the Pyke's shipping company on Obadiah buy 5 million credits worth of processed spice from a medical distributor on Coruscant that you own. The spice is never shipped. You just overpay for it. The 5 million in drug credits is now legitimate revenue for your Coruscant company. You buy into a casino on Canto Bight. It's the perfect washing machine. Associates walk in with duffel bags of credit chips. They buy tokens. They gamble for an hour. They cash out with a clean casino voucher. The house takes 3%. Everyone's happy. You get into art. You buy a sculpture by a no-name Twi'lek artist for 5,000 credits in cash. A week later, a private collector on Scipio, another shell company you own, buys it at auction for 2 million. The credits are now art appreciation. You buy freight companies. You invoice for cargo that doesn't exist. You own a Cosium transport that carries half loads but bills for full ones. The difference is profit. Clean profit. You live a life you've only seen in holodramas. You have a penthouse on the upper levels of Coruscant, a private speeder, a protocol droid. You have a go bag under your sleep platform with 500,000 credits and 6 different identichips, each one with a plausible new identity. But you're a prisoner. You're not a person anymore. You're Marg Krim's asset. You're the being who knows where every single credit is buried. You can't talk to your family. That's safer for them. You can't have friends. A friend is a weakness, someone the ISB can lean on, someone Krim's enforcers can threaten. You have associates. They don't talk about shockball scores. They talk about who got arrested, who disappeared. The paranoia is constant. You check your speeder for tracking devices every morning. You change your comlink every week. You never sit with your back to the door. Every time a new speeder parks on your platform, you watch it for hours. Is it the Empire or is it them? Your old life is a joke. You'd kill for a boring spreadsheet right now. You'd kill to be back in that office on Scipio, staring at the frozen mountains. You see what happens to beings who make mistakes. An enforcer skims 20,000 credits. They find him in the sewage canals of level 1782. What's left of him? A contact talks to the wrong Imperial officer. He just vanishes. His ship is found drifting near Kessel. No body, no explanation. And you're the biggest liability of all. You're the only one who can connect Krim to his credits. You're the only one who can testify. One day, you make a mistake. A small one. A single wrong digit. You wire 2 million credits to the wrong shell company on Mooney-Linst. You fix it in an hour, but the bank flags the error. It's just a routine inquiry. A form to fill out. But it's a crack in the wall. Fife, Krim's major domo, the one who follows you everywhere, sees you sweating. Sees you check your go bag. He knows. The end doesn't come with a blaster bolt. It comes with a transmission on a comlink you thought was clean. We need to talk. It's from the Pyke you first met, the one you haven't seen in 5 years. He's waiting for you at the same cantina, the same back booth, level 1313. You've done well, he says. Very well. Krim is very happy. He considers you family. You know what that means. Family doesn't get to retire. But the landscape is changing, he says. The Empire, they're getting smarter. They're looking at your art deals, your casino, your freight invoices. He pauses. You're a loose end, a very expensive loose end. He slides a transit pass across the table, one way to wild space, a new identichip, a new life. You'll be a consultant at our new operation. Beyond the outer rim, you leave tonight. A new job. In a region with no extradition, no imperial jurisdiction, no escape. You look at the transit pass, you look at the Pyke. What if I say no? The Pyke smiles, that elongated face, those deep-set eyes. Who said you have a choice? You're our magician, and we need you to perform one last disappearing act. You take the pass, you walk out of the cantina. You don't go back to the penthouse. You don't get your go bag. You just get into the black speeder waiting for you on the platform. You have no free will anymore if you ever even did. You're just a number on someone else's datapad now, and you're being transferred to a different column on the Pyke Syndicate's spreadsheet.